We've got a question tonight that was brought in to us, we're grateful to have it, from Governor Lamont that touches on this very question. Let's take a look at that video now.
Good evening and welcome to the Connecticut Forum. Look, we have been debating immigration in this country since the dawn of our country. So my question to the panelists is as follows. Are the values of the Statue of Liberty, which was installed in 1886, as relevant today as they were in 1886? Is this core to our DNA as a country, or do times change and our attitudes towards immigration can change? That's what I want to hear.
Let's get into it. I'm opening up to anybody who's interested in the subject. The Statue of Liberty and the words on that statue. How do they land with you today? Attorney General Lynch?
Sure. Well, look, those words resonate, not just for people who come here, but also for people who were born here but who feel excluded by the promise of America. And that's unfortunately way too many people. And I think for me, they've always represented the ideal of America, you know, a gift from France to honor the American spirit. We're recognized as that beacon. We're recognized as that source of inspiration for so many other countries and for so many people. So I think as we think about this difficult issue and this difficult question of how do we handle people whom we want to come here in many instances, who when they are here, regardless of how they came here, we draw benefit from them being here in many instances, and how do we square that with our ideals? You know, I think that to me has always been the way that I've looked at this. We are a country that has made itself. Not a lot of places can say that, really. You know, we're all shaped by history, yes, and geography, but we've chosen some very important things. We chose to leave one of the world's first superpowers. You know, when we were just 13 little colonies stuck together. You know, we chose to expand into this landmass that we have called America, frankly at great cost to the original residents. But we've also chosen to have the spirit of expansion and the spirit of opportunity. So to me, that's the lens that I think we have to use to look at this issue. It doesn't mean that we can't protect our borders or hold people accountable. At the same time, we do that in every other aspect of American life, and we can do it in the context of immigration as well. But I do think we have to be clear about what kind of a country we want to be.
General Kelly, how does that land with you?
I agree. I mean, you know, right from the beginning, I think the first citizenship immigration law passed in this country was in 1790, a year after we became a country. And from that point forward till today, we've always, as a country, decided what kind of and how many immigrants we needed. You know, in the very early stages, we just needed people. We needed farmers, and that transitioned as we industrialized into workers. Then there's been times where we've limited immigration for a lot of different reasons. In the early 1924 until really 1965, there was some real limits on immigration for a number of different reasons. But the point is, yes, I think we still welcome people. I think this year it's down to about 600,000, but I know that in previous years it was 1 million a year. And the fact is, we've made a conscious decision, and I wholeheartedly agree with it, that we should bring in additional people. So I think that the words are still the same, and they still mean the same. You know, there are other people that don't feel that way, and that's their opinion, and they have every right to that opinion. But no, I think we should continue to welcome immigrants from all around the world to serve the needs of our country.
Jose, how does that land with you?
Well, I mean, I think that is the heart of the tension, right? Like what we say we are and what we actually are. So I mean, I can't help but bring up, for example, all the immigrant workers that are fighting in the front lines, you know, during this pandemic, right? Like 6.3 million immigrants holding jobs key to fighting the coronavirus, including 1 out of 4 doctors, I think 40% of home health aides, more than 35% of meat processors. I think over the 200,000 DACA recipients who are actually at the front lines of what we're fighting. And yet I'm reminded at a time like this when we say that immigrants are essential workers, but the question is, do we consider them essential people, right? like, I mean, I'm reminded, I'm in California. I mean, I'm thankful for Governor Newsom a few months ago. California became the first state that said it was a public-private partnership to figure out how we could provide relief to undocumented workers and families who are left out of the package, right? Of whatever package was being available to unemployed people. So there's what we say we are, and then that's what we really are, especially when it relies on undocumented labor and immigrant labor in general.